Alright everyone, as you can see, this is ABC Dragon Buster. So this is actually going to be a fun deck profile, trying to see how you can take this almost broken old school deck and see if you can have fun in the modern format, because luckily this is the perfect format for that, just because this one is a little bit slower, and because a lot of cards also focus on disrupting cards but not actually totally focusing on banishing them. I will say though, if you do play against Bystial, you are not going to have a good time, but other than that, this deck is fun and exciting. Is it a super competitive deck? No, but it is a fun budget deck that, you know, if you still want to have fun at a locals, this is definitely the deck for you. And even right before diving in, what I use for my field center for this deck, I feel like everyone would enjoy it. Look at this old school, wow, Dragon Ball card. I can't get over this, but yeah. Now let's dive into the actual profile. So obviously for all the actual main cards, we run 3 of them because you want to see them as much as possible. So the 3 Assault Core, the 3 Buster Drake, of course, and then the 3 Sea Crush Wyvern. So obviously you want all of them because this deck really focuses on getting as much cards as possible to the graveyard, because the amazing thing about ABC Dragon Buster is the fact that you can banish them from either your field or your graveyard. So that's what I really love about this deck. Very similar to the Gate Guardians, because honestly I was trying to think of maybe combining the 2 archetypes, but I solely focused on this because I feel like this is a fun version with them. So obviously the core of them, those 9, but then I thought, you know, the modern gadgets are super fun with it. So we have 3 of the silver gadget, and we have 3 of the gold gadget, because these are great because obviously their secondary effects can help get the other gadgets you know, to your hand. But also the amazing thing is you can special summon from your hand. So automatically, no matter which machine you have, whether it's a different gadget or one of you know, the ones for ABC Dragon, that's an easy rank 4, and you know, no matter what, that just means more bodies on the field and in the graveyard, which again, no matter what, you want them in the graveyard, and they do work, you know, even when special summoned for Union Hanger. So it's a win-win. We do play 1 Agido, because like I said, the deck does focus on, you know, just a lot of cards in the graveyard. So Agido is amazing for, you know, any type of deck that, you know, wants, you know, your graveyard filled. So I really can't imagine, you know, what deck wouldn't use this to this day, because even at 1, when you see him, you're going to enjoy him. You're going to be shocked within the next few cards. These next few monsters are definitely, you're going to be like, what are these? Because again, this is budget and fun. So I want to make sure that we also have beat sticks available, not just ABC Dragon. And with graveyard effects, so Armed Dragon level 10 white. The amazing thing about this is if one is in the graveyard, because besides Agido, there are many other cards I have that send cards to the graveyard, and you have him in the hand, you basically can banish himself to special summon him. He has an amazing effect too, you know, popping effect. So it really is a win-win, just because you now have a secondary boss monster as well. And then we also have Malefic Cyber and Dragon. The amazing part is though, with Union Hanger, we're always going to have a field spell, and also he is a machine too, so he goes with everything going well. So I definitely made sure to include a Cyber and Dragon in the extra deck, because extra deck we don't really care for as much, which is kind of the awesome thing about this. So it is a very fun splashable card. You obviously could add more Malefic if you want, but I didn't really want that to be the main theme, especially because since he is machine, you're definitely going to want to enjoy him because, you know, obviously limit removal I do run in the deck as well. And then the last other beatstick monster I have, which, you know, I love so much because we have different milling effects, you know, the Octo Abyss, he is amazing. The fact that, you know, it's very easy to get rid of monsters on the field because all the gadgets And, the Union cards are easy to flood the field. So if he is in the graveyard, you can easily get rid of them, and then you have a board breaker. And also being 3,100 is great just because a lot of cards cap off at 3k. So even if you have like a Baron de Fleur on your opponent's side, you don't even need to worry about blowing up the field and them negating it. You literally can just attack over it, which is amazing. And because, like I said, still for modern cards, I do run 2 Ghost Ogre of Snow Rabbit. I believe this is the only hand trap I run just because I feel like it still, again, fits the budget aspect of the deck, and it just is solid overall. So, can't really complain about that. I thought if I was going to pick one, I'd pick that. And now diving into the spells, 3 Union Hanger. Honestly, you just can't play the deck without it. I will say, though, even though I don't really play like any searchers for the deck, like even though I do have some draw options, you do get this very frequently, since you obviously run 3 of it, but I don't know, I never really had an issue with seeing it for the most part every time I play tested. And then limit removal, I do run 3 as well. Very sad, I only put 1 holo in there, but because this is more of just like a fun deck, I didn't really care to, pimp it out. So yeah, we have 3 limit removal. The great thing is, limit removal is so amazing in this deck because if you swarm the field with the normal ABC monsters, obviously you can put in a lot of damage that way, and you don't even need to worry about them being destroyed at the end of it, since you literally can just summon ABC Dragon afterwards. So it's one of the most perfect ways to use limit removal is with this deck. Because they swarm the field, and no matter what, they all then get boosted up. So, like, I would never want to cut this short. Also, they are stackable. What people don't realize about limit removal is this isn't once per turn, And also, you can use it as a battle trap. So, you really can OTK really easily if you have maybe 1 ABC Dragon or, maybe the Cyber End, Malefic Dragon. So it is really fun in that way because most cards can't really stop anything in the battle step. Damage calculation. And then we run 2 Pot of Extravagance. Also, again, still cheap, good draw cards. It is great because, like I said before, with the Cyber End part, we don't run that many cards that are important for the extra deck, so it's really easy to do. And now we're diving into the traps. So to help with, filling your graveyard as well, is double hooking. So obviously, you discard 1 card, which it could be kind of anything because nothing really hurts you to discard. And you can special summon 2 from the grave. So that helps for, more of the swarming aspect. But also, you could use it on Octo Abyss, which is really great. Or you could even just use it on just kind of any of your machines, to help with, limit removal. So you just get more damage in. Or, the other beat monsters we have, the beat sticks, though. And then we dive into 3 Needlebug Nest. So again, this format, since it is slower, it is good to have Needlebug Nest because it really does help with just milling, because no matter what's in your grave, you're not really going to feel bad that it's in there because no matter what, you're going to hit something you want to hit. And then the next 3, you'll be shocked. You see Royal Decree. The reason why I like having Royal Decree in this deck, even though we do run traps, is for 2 reasons. One, it's very easy to chain after the traps I do, or if your opponent does a trap, and you never really feel too bad about having them in there. And it also does help out with the casting hook, because with that card, double hooking, you never have to worry about if someone is trying to pop your back row, you just activate this, so at least you keep your monsters and you don't feel like you went for like a net loss. Because even though we want our monsters in the graveyard, we still want to make sure that if we do special summon them back, we're not worried. And then the last and final trap card, this is just like a fun card that I feel like no one expects. Time Seal. Because again, you can slow down the game, so if they waste a lot of resources and you do Time Seal, you literally then get like another turn to possibly OTK them without them realizing. So yeah, I feel like that's just such like a fun aspect that no one realizes. And I'll show you the extra deck because, you know, like I said, only a few of them are, you know, important. So obviously the 3 ABC Buster Dragon. I have the Cyber End Dragon. So I do have 4 cards that I actually do for XYZ summons for the rank 4s. I do have very old school Castel. I just feel like it's fun to have the option to bounce something back. Amaterasu is not too bad. Plus also I had it for a while and I just didn't really want to do anything. Plus also I'm upset that I did damage the corner a long time ago. So I was like, you know what, let me find a deck where I can at least use it. And it's very easy to swarm the field with it. And yeah, I don't know, just seemed like a fun card. Abyss Dweller, I feel like definitely helps with, you know, certain decks you're up against. And then a Baguska, just because honestly I feel like every deck is running at least one of him now. The extra cards I'll show you, even though they really don't do anything. You know, Leo Drake, you know, can't even use tuner I have to summon it. Gnex, DDD. This, gosh, it's so funny because I have multiples of him. More Gnex cards. And then the Odd Eyes Winged Dragon. And yeah, that is the deck profile. Thank you so much for your time and consideration. Have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, stay healthy, and yeah, we'll see you later.